here there be spoilers. Beware any you haven't read yet. Avast, ye viewers! Ge back, afore ye be spiled of this book.
Hey everyone! This is the GKBC today, not just Graz. All four of us are here. Two of them didn't want to be on camera. I just got a glare because AJ didn't mind. It's the daughter who doesn't want to be on camera. This is the Graz mother. The daughter is there.
Hello.
And AJ is there.
Hello.
We are here. We got tagged for our very first tag. I know that there's been lots of tags that we've watched on BookTube so far where the person says, well, you know, I'm not going to tag anybody specific. If you see it and you want to do the tag, then go ahead and do it. Well, we weren't going to do that for our first one. We might do it in the future, but for our first one, we wanted to be tagged. And of course, it's one of our biggest supporters and our best friends that we've made, author Bart J. Gilbertson from Book Rising. He created the Hitchcock tag. And his first created tag is our first tag, or thing to be tagged, and that's pretty cool. And because we're a family affair here, I thought it would be neat to get all four of us involved. The video will be long, so be prepared for that, because there's 4 of us answering 8 questions. Well, it's going to be fun, especially with the 2 people off camera insisting on making lots of bodily function noises. Hey, we're real lighthearted here, or we're real serious, we're real strict, we're real organized. So
punishments will be given.
Yeah. The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Exactly.
Smack. No elders were harmed in the making of this video, or children, but wives and husbands maybe. But anyway, we're gonna get started. I do have an unpopular opinion at the end, so stick around for that. After I do the phantom prompt where you tag people, because I am gonna tag people. So don't leave, because it's gonna be a frisky, unpopular opinion. So hope you like my hat. It's from the Graz mother. She likes to decorate her yard, and this is, I guess, supposed to be on one of her deer statues. And today, I'm the Rain Graz, or Grazdolf.
Should have made your nose red.
I could. It's too bad we didn't, because I've got that red nose from the pharmacy. Anyway, we're gonna get started. I'll read the prompt, and then we'll go around. So, I hope you enjoy this. This pile is here because she was trying to cheat and read my list, and that's not kosher. So
I can't see it anyways.
You get to stare at the Joker. So Bart came up with these prompts. I'm nervous because it's our first tag and it's a new format for me. But anyway, the first prompt: Spellbound. Name a book that had you so completely enthralled you couldn't put it down. Grozmother.
Needful Things by Stephen King, because I'm pretty sure that there's something in almost everybody's heart and mind that they would sell their entire soul and body for. And it was interesting to read this and see what people did think of it and what they picked. Done.
Okay. Daughter?
Summer of Night by Dan Simmons. It was very good and relatable because summer had just ended when we started reading it, and it made me miss summer. So, done.
And AJ?
Many, many moons ago, when I was 14, I happened upon this author named Stephen King, and the book The Dead Zone I found in a pile someplace. I'd never read this book before, or any adult book, just, young adult stuff. So it was so good and interesting, I couldn't put it down. I honestly, for being a slow reader, think I read it in 2 days. I don't recall much about the story, though, now. Kind of got the little amnesia going. So, I will read it again. Done.
Okay, and for me, it's a book that I literally finished this week. I've mentioned it a couple times in videos before. I had to force myself to put it down to even go to sleep or eat, and that was The Terror by Dan Simmons, which is actually sitting right here. I'm not going to show every book because there's 4 of us, but it just happens to be sitting right here. But yeah, I couldn't put that down, and it's interesting that Dan Simmons hit 2 of our prompts on that one. But yeah, I couldn't put it down, and I honestly cannot wait to start watching the TV show. It's fascinating. It takes a actual thing that happened in history, the 1845 or 46 Franklin expedition to discover the Northwest Passage, and it inserts a monster. It's pretty good. Anyway, that's the first prompt. All right. Number 2, rope. Name a book where the murder weapon is anything other than a gun or a knife.
I picked Dracula by Bram Stoker because not only can you be murdered by him, but you could be chosen to come back and be his pleasant companion if he so thought so. And so I thought that was really good, a good idea. Done.
Okay, daughter.
Salem's Lot. Interesting that we both chose vampires.
Nice.
Well, obviously they kill each other. The vampires kill the people, and then, well, their souls at least, and then the people kill the vampires with stakes. Done.
Did you? I'm not going to say the name every time. We're getting the rhythm.
Yeah, we got it. I picked a book by the famous and multi-novels V.C. Andrews. I have read most of these books, even though I know she's not alive any longer. It's called If There Be Thorns, and one of the main characters, Corinne, dies from her clothes catching on fire, but they actually put them out before she dies, and she has heart failure, like a heart attack, that kills her. And she was saving her daughter from the house, who she had no relationship with for many years. Done.
Okay. This one was kind of hard, obviously, because I read a lot of murder mysteries, and most of those are guns and knives. But then I thought, it doesn't have to be a murder mystery, just something where people die, right? They get murdered. So I picked Congo by Michael Crichton. Because the murder weapon, so to speak, are the gray gorillas. They knock you down, and then they use their forearms to crush your skull. And I thought that was unique. So that's okay. Prompt number 3, Vertigo. Sorry, I'll say that again. Vertigo! Name a book with a notable scene from a dizzying height.
I picked The Fun House by Dean Koontz because I don't want to spoil the story for everybody.
Oh no, here we do spoilers. We just let them know ahead of time that there might be spoilers ahead.
Okay.
So you can if you want. But just try not to read the whole plot.
There's so many good parts, but a lot of really ugly things happen on a giant Ferris wheel, which I'm afraid of heights and Ferris wheels. So it was just hold your breath, but it was so good. Yes. Thank you. I'm done.
I did Me Too. She did 3, 4.
A Dangerous Path by Aaron Hunter. Blue Star, the Thunder Clan leader, gets bit by a dog and dragged off a cliff into the water below, and she dies. Done.
I picked a book that we just recently read, The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but there's a notable scene where all of the characters are picked up by the flying monkeys, and I just felt like that would be kind of, odd and scary. Done.
This one's just for you, Bart, because I know that this author doesn't capture you. I'm just playing. It is Snowman by Joe Nesbo, a Harry Holy book. It's number 8. It's the famous one that got made into the movie. I haven't watched the movie. I've kind of read not to, but at the end, they're at the top of a mountain, dangling from a guardrail or something, where people, tourists can go and look at the view, and like they're what, about a mile up, so yeah, that gave me the release. Okay, number 4. Psycho. Name a book where the main character is a psychopath.
I picked Eyes of Prey by John Sanford. I don't know if anybody's heard about the Prey series, but each one is better than the last. And this one has 2 psychopaths that manage to join forces, like similar to strangers on a train, and agree to kill his wife and the other one's wife too, and to not get caught. The way they go about it is just amazing. So that's probably the best I can say about that. That's done.
Maple Shade from Maple Shade's Vengeance by Erin Hunter. She kills 3 almost innocent cats after her children die in a river. And they're like, she has visions of them coming to her and telling her to kill these people. And I hate her, but it's kind of sad. Done.
Okay, I picked a book I actually haven't read yet, but I'm sure I will with my true crime obsession. It's by Loretta Dillon. It's called Stone Cold Guilty: The People versus Scott Lee Peterson. And if you don't know who Lacey Peterson is, well, she got killed by her husband Scott. Done.
Helter Skelter. I mean, take your pick of the psychopaths in this book. Leslie Van Houten, Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, and of course, Charles Manson, Tex Watson. I mean, I could go on and on, but anyway, moving on from them. Number 5, Frenzy. Name a book with a society or community in complete chaos.
I picked Famine by Graham Masterson because it predicts the end of the world from a different point of view, and it takes quite a while to get there. But in the last couple of chapters, you just realize that this could really happen and might have already started, considering the way everything is. Graham Masterson writes some really cool things from different viewpoints. But Famine, it's just amazing. Okay, done.
The Sun Trail / Thunder Rising by Erin Hunter. They're all Erin Hunter.
Erin Hunter, if in case you might not know, is the name of the conglomerate that writes Warrior Cat books.
And these 2 brothers split, and they have these different groups, and they're constantly fighting. And it's the start of the clans, because it's from the dawn of the clans. And that's just kind of how it stays. Done.
All right. I picked another Stephen King book, though a lot of his books could fit in this category. The Regulators, that's just obvious. Total chaos in a little block neighborhood, and yeah, it's interesting. Done.
I don't judge anybody for picking Stephen King, but I made myself not use him. I like to make things a little harder on myself. That's just me, though.
Well, also, if we read 1,000,000 books like some people.
I mean, yeah, some of us only read a couple books.
All right, enough.
Time to catch up then.
But for this, I picked a graphic novel that was actually made into a fantastic movie, which I recommend both. 30 Days of Night by Steve Niles and Ben Templesmith. A town in Alaska has basically a month of darkness. It's called Barrow. It's about as far north as you can go, and have a semblance of civilization. And the vampires, third appearance of vampires on the list, by the way, in the tag. The vampires are like, oh, well, we'll just go take this town hostage and eat until we're full. And it's just, everything breaks down. So, yeah, I picked that. Okay.
Good one.
Number 6. Sorry. Topaz. Name a book where gems and jewels are an essential part of the plot. I think this might have been the hardest one for some of us.
Yeah, it was. I picked You Belong to Me by Mary Higgins Clark because this psychopath goes on these cruise ships and picks out a single person, woman usually, and he carries a whole bunch of these little tiny rings, and inside it's inscribed, says "You Belong to Me," which I'm not sure everybody knows is a song from the 60s, and it has a lot of good parts in it, but the rings are very important because when he gives them the ring, they disappear. And it's amazing the stuff that happens. But, okay, that's done.
Okay, Into the Wild, The Moonstone by Aaron Hunter it's the book Into the Wild. The Moonstone in the first series and a half is how they connect to the afterlife, and it's very important. Done.
Okay, so I went a little bit different with this. Last repeat of an author, of course, it's V.C. Andrews again, because, like I said, I've read a lot of her books. But she wrote a series, and the first book is called Ruby, which Ruby is a person. But she is quite the gem as the lead character. And, yeah, just a lot of normal V.C. Andrews weird family stuff goes on in it. So, if you've ever read it, you know. If you haven't, well, don't. No, I'm just kidding. I'm done. Do you want to,
I'm...
Go ahead.
Well, there's our first glare. I was going to do it after mine.
That's what I was going to ask you. If you'd let me finish.
Oh, great. Get the
Beatings.
swords.
They're fighting.
Get the swords out.
We're not
Yeah, I
fighting.
mean, you could wait till I actually say my thing, and then,
Please
let's
continue.
interrupt the flow.
Please continue.
I picked The Three Investigators and the Mystery of the Green Ghost. Extra points because it's a Hitchcock tag, and this had the Hitchcock. It was Alfred Hitchcock in the Three Investigators, so
Ooh.
extra points.
Oh, wow.
Took me a long time because I couldn't. And then finally I remembered that in this story, there's this special thing called the ghost pearl that the people in the book believe if you dissolve it in water and drink it, each pearl adds like 8 months to the end of your life. So if you keep on drinking them, you could basically live forever. But yeah, ghost pearls. I thought that was okay. It'll be like a quick second for you, but for us it'll be a minute or so. We're gonna switch over. All right. That probably wasn't very long for you, but for us it was a good, fun argument. I'm kidding. We all beat each other,
Yeah,
I
with
had to
sticks.
clean up my bloody nose.
Sticks.
Number 7, The Birds. Name a book where a bird or birds play an important part in the story.
I picked The Unwanted by John Saul, which is all his stories have troubled kids in it that meet when they have to move, usually after their parents are killed. They move to a different neighborhood, someone feels sorry for them and takes them in. This one involves an old witch that lives in the middle of a swamp, that when she gets irritated, she turns herself into a giant condor and then goes and scratches everybody's face up that has given the girl a hard time. So she's like a protector and a disaster.
And if anyone wants an example, just look up the flamingo dance.
Oh yeah, flamingos. Yeah, I've done that.
I could put a clip in of her doing that.
I don't think so. Done.
Ravenpaw's Path by Aaron Hunter. There's these chickens at the barn where Ravenpaw lives, where these outsiders that he and his best friend take in murder the chickens, even though they were told not to. I'm done.
Okay.
Finger looking good.
Yum. Chicken.
So I have this author, I don't know if anyone has ever heard of her, but it's J.K. Rowling. And there's this owl called Hedwig.
Hedwig.
Hedwig. I like witch better. Hedwig. Hedwig, who is a main part of inviting Harry Potter to. He's pretty insistent on Harry coming.
She.
Oh, it's a she.
Oh, no, not that again. He, she, it.
It is very insistent on Harry Potter getting his letter of acceptance. Done.
Well, for those in the know in the literary world, all I have to say is, fly, you fools. But for those that aren't initiated, I wrote down Return of the King by Tolkien, but it could have been any one of, like, The Hobbit, The Fellowship, The Two Towers, Return of the King. The Eagles are basically his plot device to, oh, the character, I've written my characters into a corner. Eagles! Everybody's saved. So, how could that not be on here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is our last prompt except for the Phantom Ninth. Number 8, Marnie. I think that says Marnie.
It does.
Okay, with my glasses on, it looks like Mamie.
Mhm.
Mamie!
It
Mamie!
Maybe.
Oh, I'm getting canceled. Name a book with a troubled or shady female character.
Well, go back to V.C. Andrews. I picked Flowers in the Attic because you go through the whole book thinking that this grandmother is the most hideous woman alive, and it ends up not being her. So I just loved all the twists and turns, and actually the attic didn't seem like that bad of a place, you know, to most of us.
Probably live there.
I mean, when you think about it, but there were some
Take
disturbing
out the
things in it.
poison donuts or
I
cookies.
mean,
Yeah.
And no locked door.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
They didn't.
I
It
feel
wasn't
very
that
left
bad, and
out
I
right
love
now.
Flowers in the
You
Attic.
read it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No.
you didn't miss. You missed a good book.
It's amazing. It really is, and I love the movies. I have both of the movies because they're just, you know, I just love this type of a story. So that's done.
Blue Star from Blue Star's Prophecy.
Who wrote that book?
Aaron Hunter.
Maybe somebody new did, right?
and her whole life, she kind of like loses everyone close to her. She loses her mother when she's 6 months old. She loses her sister when she's a young adult. And then her nephew is like taken from her by her brother-in-law, and her daughter freezes to death and dies. And then towards the end of her life, she gets dementia and goes insane and hates StarClan.
It's probably a story about her grandmother,
It's
really.
it's the cat version of Job.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you know, everything just keeps on getting worse and worse, but keep the faith.
And then she dies.
Yeah.
Aw.
Done.
All right. Well, I wanted to get in on the whole vampire thing. So there's this book called Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And the youngest sister, Amy, is secretly a vampire. She's very shallow and selfish, and she bites the whole family. I'm just kidding. But anyway, she is very...
I was like, wait.
Wait, I was trying to make the book exciting.
I missed that chapter.
Well, I'm going to read this book.
Yeah, it gets better.
Anyways, she is very shallow and selfish at the beginning of the book. But, you know, youngest child syndrome, that's kind of normal. And then she grows up and she actually becomes the best out of the 3 kids. So it has a little plot twist there. Done.
Okay. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stag Larson. There's really 3 of them in this book. Cecilia, Harriet, who is the girl who's supposed to have been murdered, and then the titular character with the dragon tattoo, Lisbeth Salander. They're all troubled. They all act shady. I mean, like I said, it's like with the Manson thing. Take your pick. You know. Okay, so that's our tag. Sorry. Apparently we're not done.
I have to add a fun fact about the vampire items. My granddaughter and daughter of the owner of this website, we went to clean off the graveyard, and it's my brother-in-law, and I don't like to leave it, because he was a special person, leave it bad. So we were doing that, and I hacked up my finger really good, and I bled all over someone's grave.
They are coming.
So in the night, I said, Emily, let me know if they come to you and who it is. So that was an interesting, fun thing after a disaster. Done.
Hope you enjoyed the, and I haven't forgotten Phantom Prompt number 9 or my unpopular opinion, but I hope you enjoyed the tribulations of filming a video with 4 people all talking. And you actually got some interview of how our dynamic and how our book club goes. I mean, it's not always fun and good. There are sometimes arguments, but they're gone. Like that. I mean, that's over. I think, anyway. I mean, I'm probably going to get beat with a frying pan when the camera's off.
Maybe.
No, it's over. I just want to say this is a lot of fun, and I apologize for my little sarcastic, witty interjection sometimes. I just try to be funny.
She is funny, but, you know. But yeah, we all had a little bit of fun here. Phantom Prompt number 9 is tag people to do the tag. And this is my first time doing that. And I'm the one that watches BookTube. Me and the daughter do it. But I've been given the responsibility of this because the Growl's mother doesn't watch it at all. She's just part of the book club. And AJ, she's an RN. She has a lot going through her mind. She probably couldn't tell you another booktuber if we paid her. So other than us. So, I mean, she might be able to say a couple of names that, you know, like Bart, because we're doing his tag. But,
maybe Vaughn.
Yeah, maybe Michael K. Vaughn, but we're not tagging him. He's already been tagged. So I got 5 people here who interact with me. 4 of them pretty regular. 1 of them not as regular. But, and I'm not going to do bad as rad because Bart already tagged her too. So here are my 5 tags. Tad from Tad Reads Books and Stuff. Roy from Roy Reads Anything. Michelle from Michelle's Melancholia. Duncan from Back Away from the Donkey, Baffed Books. And Dane from Dane Reads. That's our tag. What?
I can name another booktuber.
Who can you name?
Reading His Life.
She's been tagged.
I know, but I know her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, she does know MJ.
Aww.
But I didn't want to double tag. But I've mentioned 3 people that you should go check out because they're also good. But those are my 5 tags. Let's get serious.
Oh boy, he took off his glasses.
Oh no.
That could be serious for a moment.
Yeah, if I could be serious for a moment. This is unpopular opinion time. I just read while we were getting ready to do this video news that for some reason everything that I read, everybody that I read, and I'm sure I'm not the only one out there who feels the way that I do, but everybody was so excited and so happy and acting like the sky just opened up and we're gonna have sunshine for the rest of the time. You know, in nice warm weather. Mike Flanagan has been given the rights to The Dark Tower, and he's talking about a TV series and 2 movies. And that just, it makes me sad and it hurts my brain because I don't think he's a good director. I don't think he's good for the Stephen King adaptation. I mean, I haven't seen Gerald's Game, but I have seen Dr. Sleep. And if you want to know how I feel about the Dr. Sleep movie, watch my video from 2 days ago. I mean, I literally compared it to a piece of used toilet paper. And it's Mike Flanagan's fault because he doesn't follow the source material. He fan services and he does and he just does what he wants. Okay, yeah, Dr. Sleep the movie kind of followed the book. The same way that Stanley Kubrick's Shining movie kind of followed the book. So, I mean, if that's what you want, taking on Stephen King's magnum opus, then fine. Let's see what this hack can do with one of the best things ever written. for me, I really wish it hadn't been him. I don't know who it could have been, but why has it got to be Mike Flanagan? You know, give it to the guy who did It Part 1. Andy Machete, I think his name is. I might have that wrong, but it sounds right. Or, give it to Mick Garris. For you guys, Mick Garris did, he helped in the Shining miniseries, and he did the Stand miniseries way back in the early 90s.
Wow.
So, I mean, give it to him. He actually cares. Or Toby Hooper. Give it to... I don't know if Toby Hooper's still alive. But he did the original Salem's Lot miniseries. So, I mean, I know that he also did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but, I mean, I think that any one of these people would be better than Mike Flanagan. Or give it to a newbie who needs the push. Daughter is raising her hand.
Maybe have it like they did the Shining miniseries. Have Stephen King work on it too, because then you'll know it will be good.
Right. I think he should have a huge say in it.
Definitely.
He should be in charge of
Yes.
screenplay, screenwriting, and final decisions. But that's my unpopular opinion today. That's our Hitchcock tag. This is AJ.
Hi.
This is AJ, and she came to say hello and to tell you something else very important.
Well, thank you for watching, and check out our other videos and read more.